Going for two, kickers are extra, I give them the boot. Ooh, going for two, sit back, relax while I grab me a brew. Ooh, now I'm reclining while putting my time and I'm ready to go. My spine is aligning and much my lineups, my bank account grow. I am so rich, but knowledge is all that I'm leaving it with. Ooh, listen to this, multiple options, how far can I get? Ooh, DFS Dynasty redraft tonight, I'm not finishing last. I'm finishing past any and all, I am looking to last. What else? This spot is popping and I am so locked in and only opening the door when it is opportunity knocking. And all of these spots keep on talking and talking. So what are we talking? What kind of alignment? And running it deep, even players forgotten or came from the bottom or hitting that top end. And this spot is popping, yeah, this spot is popping. And woo! This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo!
What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 200 of the Armchair Fantasy Show. I'm your host, of course, Jeff Lambert. You can find us usually every Wednesday night. Tonight is a special Sunday night show. We are on Facebook Live. We are on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, syndicated in all major podcast networks. Of course, streaming the Going for Two app for iOS and Android. If you are on YouTube, please hit and like, subscribe buttons for me. Drop a comment down below. Tell us how we are doing. It helps us out to get some rankings. All right, so we're going to go through these intros pretty quick here. You can see we got a pretty big panel here. We got 8 panel members that all have 4 teams each tonight. We're doing a first-round NFL mock draft. We'll go around the room really quick here. First up, he's one of my co-hosts on the DFS Armchair Show during the season, also the co-founder of the DFS Roundtable on Facebook. We know him as Gerson or G, Fantasy G DFS on Twitter. What's up, Gerson?
What up, what up, what up? Fall season's right here, baby. Start right now.
All right, good stuff. Also, my other co-host on the Armchair DFS Show and co-founder of the DFS Roundtable as well, and one of the original members of this 5th annual podcast, Mr. Tim Strobel. What's up, Tim? You can follow him, of course, at Cato DFS. What's up, Tim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm happy to be back. Another year of the draft show. You know, I look forward to it all year long. Do a little drafting tonight. I'm really looking forward to it, man. Happy to be back.
Good stuff.
We got a great panel tonight, man. I can't wait.
Yes, we do. This is awesome. And next up, we got Jason. He's also he's a part-time co-host on the Armchair Fantasy Show during the season. Comes on every couple of weeks. Co-founder of DFS Roundtable and Gerson's twin brother as well. What's up, Jason?
To be honest, I'm just glad I'm here with all you great people.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And the other original member of this panel, it was me, Tim, and Matt 5 years ago doing this podcast. Unfortunately, the audio didn't come out so great, but that was back when I was using my cell phone as a speaker to have guests on the show. Matt's from Going for Two. He's one of our writers. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here with all you great people, even Gerson. And I love the NFL draft. It's one of my favorite weekends of the sports year. And this one, the 2021 NFL draft, is definitely one of the more interesting drafts we've had over the last decade.
Definitely. All right, filling in the last minute for somebody who had to back out. I appreciate you, Evan, coming on. You can follow him on Twitter at EV_Rit3. He's a writer for Going for Two, man. What's up, Evan?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
This is your first live podcast, correct?
First live podcast, man. So bear with me.
All right, you'll be good, man. You'll be good.
Appreciate
Next
it, guys.
up, we got Dave of the Dynasty Dorks, co-host of the Dynasty Dorks podcast. You can follow him on Twitter at Dynasty Dorks. What's up, Dave?
What's going on? Thanks for having me. It's good to meet some of the guys I've interacted with on Twitter already. Can't wait to start this.
Good stuff. And then last but not least, also from Going for Two, he's from True North Fantasy, Sons of Dynasty, Detroit Dock City, and Fansided. He's got a long list of things here. Mr. Nate Williams, you can follow him at Nate Williams DFS on Twitter. What's up, Nate?
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Excited for the draft and ready to do this.
Good stuff. And I love that sign you got there in the background there. Justin Fields to San Fran, please. I have a feeling that it's not going to be drafted that way tonight. And finally, I left him for last. Usually I do him first, but I left him for last. Mr. Ryan Searfoss, my normal co-host on this show. What's up, Ryan?
I don't know much, man. I legit thought you forgot me. You had me listed on the show sheet in the top spot. I was like, son of a bitch.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, just remember I'm picking you for your team, man.
I know. I already know what's going to happen at number 3 already.
Cal Trask.
Cal Trask. All right, for the listeners out there, this is how this will go. This is a live draft. We did not predetermine any picks here. This will be live, so they can be sniped. If they got a player that's on their board, they can be sniped live on the draft, and they have to make immediate adjustments like they would in the NFL draft. Each member of the team here has at least 3 or 4 teams. The ones that have 3 actually have teams that have 2 picks. Everyone has 4 picks. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into it here. And we're going to kick it off here, of course, right at the top with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe the easiest pick of the night, Matt, unless you're going to go weird here. What you got for number 1?
Yeah, for the Jaguars, I mean, definitely the most boring pick we're going to have tonight. I mean, we've known who it's going to be for the last 3 years, basically. Ever since he won a national championship as a freshman, it's Trevor Lawrence. I mean, what more do you want me to say? He's compared to Peyton Manning, John Elway, Andrew Luck. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. He's the consensus number 1. It's the easiest pick. And, you know, as a Vikings fan, like, I'm jealous of the Jaguars. I wish that I was a Jaguars fan because they get to root for Trevor Lawrence for the next 15 years. And I'm stuck with Kirk Cousins, man. So I'm jealous because if you're a Jacksonville fan, you got to be really, really pumped that they went 1-15 this year.
Yeah, and you got to thank the next team on this list here at number 2. Dave, you got the New York Jets, and they famously won a game that they probably shouldn't have won and end up losing this top spot. So at number 2 here, who do you get the Jets taking?
All right, so this is where we could get a little crazy. I know that a lot of people have Justin Fields as their number 2 quarterback, and even people that are mocking Zach Wilson as the number 2 quarterback off the board, they still got Justin Fields in their rankings as number 2. But GMs, they're the decision makers. They're the ones that are looking for particular players, and the word on the street from everybody is Zach Wilson is the pick at 2. So I'm going to go Zach Wilson here to the New York Jets.
All right, good stuff. And someone's typing, guys. I don't know who it is, but I can hear some real loud typing there. I don't know whose keyboard that is, but if we can type a little softer, start tapping or something, I can hear it in the background. All right, so Zach Wilson at number 2. I think no surprises so far. It's all been chalk. At the number 3 pick, Ryan, you're up at 3. Of course, this is my 49ers team. I have a feeling that you're probably going to troll my team here. But who do you got at number 3?
I really want to troll you guys and give you Mac Jones. Like, the rumors are swirling like crazy. But common sense will prevail, I think. It's a lot of the same if they go him. Like, they're going from a game manager quarterback to a game manager quarterback, which doesn't make sense. If you want to take your team over to the next level, you need to shoot for it. And that's Justin Fields. He's dynamic. He showed up in the big games. You saw him dismantle Clemson. He will work wonders in that rush offense. He can hit all the throws. Dude's a big-time player, and somehow in this draft process, whether it's just overexposure or something, he's been getting overshadowed. Dude's a star. He's a value there. You don't trade up for a game manager. You don't give up that many draft picks for Mac Jones. So the 49ers are going to take Justin Fields.
All right. I appreciate that, Ryan. I thought for sure that once we traded up and you heard.
Yeah, you have to take sometimes the difference between trolling and not.
All right, so Justin Fields to number 3, and Matt, I think it's your camera here because whenever I mute you, this sound stops. So I don't know what you got going on back there, Matt, but there's something that's tapping and making some noise back there.
Some feedback. Something's weird. I am on an iPhone, so that's probably the issue. But it sounds like it's going away now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's much quieter now. All right, Justin Fields at number 3 here. Now we get a little bit more interesting. We get some picks that could go either way here. We're up at number 4 with Gerson. Gerson and the Atlanta Falcons. Who you got going here, Gerson?
I'm disappointed in you, Ryan.
But
I think like we're not allowed to trade on this show, but I do think strongly that this is an 80% chance that they will trade out of this. Teams that I can see trading up are probably the Carolina Panthers being number 1, number 2, the Broncos, and then number 3 maybe just a random team. Maybe the Washington football team goes all in, like they've been saying, and trade up. If they do, they're done because they're not that great, you know. So, but I think if with that pick, I'm gonna go with the best tight end in the whole draft, and probably the last since probably Vernon Davis has the freak athlete scores. I mean, we've seen tight ends come in and make a difference now, like Kittle, Kelsey, and might as well just take the best player available if you're not going to take them. But that's what I'm going with, Kyle Pitts, generational tight end.
I like it. Ryan, I'm going to get your thoughts on that pick there. Kyle Pitts at number 4. What's your thoughts on Kyle Pitts in Atlanta?
I mean, it can happen. Doesn't mean I don't hate it. I hate the idea for taking a tight end that early in the draft just because even fantasy-wise, out of the last 10 years, any first-round tight ends do not have had more than one top 12 finish. So we haven't seen that much potential out of it. They have Hayden Hurst, Julio Jones, Cabrera. There's a lot. That's their strongest parts of their passing game. They need anything on defense. But I agree with you first said. This is a trade-back scenario. I can't see them taking anybody here, realistically.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've heard a lot about them possibly going quarterback here as well, too. But I think, with them not
I hate that even more.
Yeah, that would be even worse. I agree. I think Matt Ryan is he's not old. He's like, 35? You think guys are playing out to 37, 38, 39, 40 years old. Matt Ryan's fine for a little while. I agree. I think trading back is probably their best scenario right here. All right. Next up at the 5th pick. And Evan, we are up to you with the Cincinnati Bengals. What are they doing here with the 5th pick? Evan, I think you're on mute.
Oh, my bad, guys. Was on mute. All right, you got me?
Yep, got you now.
Rookie mistake. All right. So Burrow definitely needs some protection here, but I'm not going to go there. I think they can address that later in the draft. Him and Jamar Chase, connected back in 2019, 84 times, 1,780 yards, 20 TDs. So I like the connection for a long time there, Burrow to Jamar Chase.
Oh, nice. I like it. That would be a dangerous receiving core right there for sure. That would be great for us fantasy players.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Up next at the number 6. Tim, we are going to you with the Miami Dolphins, who basically were playing Dynasty this past offseason, trading up, trading down, collecting first-round picks, doing what we do in Dynasty. What are they doing here with the 6th pick?
Yeah, I think if the draft plays out like this, first of all, I think by trading back to 6, it kind of, commits them to Tua. They're not saying, they had the opportunity to draft the quarterback if they wanted to do that. They're obviously passing on that opportunity. So I say that they are going to give Tua some protection if Cincinnati passes on him. And we're going to go with Penei Sewell, tackle out of Oregon. He was often praised as one of the most complete prospects in this draft from the beginning. And I think to get him at 6 is a steal. It's probably who they may have drafted, when they had the original pick at 3. He was often described as his coach as the most complete football player he's ever been around. Like I said, if Tua is going to be the franchise quarterback for the Dolphins, they got to keep him upright, and Penei Sewell is the best way to do that.
Yeah, I love it. And you're right. They probably did have him pegged to be at that number 3 spot, and they trade back and they possibly still get him. It would be awesome. Last year it was tank for Tua. They ended up not tanking, and they still got Tua. So worked out for them last year, and it would work out for them this year as well.
And he's so young, man. He turns 21 this year, so they could be talking about a piece for the next decade.
Yeah, definitely. Evan, were any thoughts about going Sewell with your pick with Cincinnati, or were you sold on Jamar Chase the whole way?
No, I really thought about going Sewell, but I just like, the history there with Chase, and I think it can be, electric, that combination. And I really think that, they can address some protection for Burrow later in the draft. So
I love it. All right. Now we're up to the Detroit Lions. At the number 7 pick, Detroit Lions. Jason, this is your team. Where the Detroit Lions going with here?
I can't believe I got sniped by a rookie. But with me getting sniped, I'm looking at other players here. The Lions have a lot of needs. They have DeAndre Swift. They have Jared Goff. I mean, he's not amazing, but he's not the worst either. I think I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle out of Alabama. I think he's a great wide receiver. If you think about it, you have Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, had all the fancy numbers and everything last year. But the year before that, Jalen Waddle was the man, and he still is. I believe he's better than Devontae Smith, but that's who I'm going with.
All right, I like it. So, yeah, you had Jamar Chase. I know a lot of people had Jamar Chase going to Detroit possibly. Nate, I'm going to go to you because this is your team. You actually write about this team for one of your websites that you write for. Jalen Waddle here. Are you taking Jalen Waddle, and would you prefer to get Jamar Chase if he was there?
I would definitely prefer Chase. I think they're both great receivers. I just think Chase is a little bit better, but Waddle's definitely the next best pick in my opinion. Good fit with Goff.
Yeah, I like it. Because, I think they haven't really got anybody after they let Galladay walk, right? I think your number one receiver right now is what, Quintez Cephas? Is that who that's still there?
Yeah. Season, baby. Come on.
We signed Rashad Perriman and Tyrell Williams.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Jalen Waddle would definitely fit well in that offense for sure. I like that pick.
So they still don't have a wide receiver. I got it. Okay.
They don't have one, exactly. All right. And speaking of Nate, let's go ahead and get to his pick. He's next up here with the Carolina Panthers. Who are the Panthers going with here?
With the quarterback situation addressed with Darnold, I guess probably go to cornerback, and I'm actually not going to go Surtain though. I'm going to go J.C. Horn. He's my favorite corner in this draft, and I think it'd be cool to keep him close to home, send him to Carolina.
Yeah, I wonder if this actually fell this way. If Carolina is pissed that they traded for Darnold, they could have gotten Trey Lance here, and then they would have been okay at quarterback maybe. But definitely, I think if this draft went this way, I think cornerback is a good way to go as well. So great pick there. All right, and we are back to the number 9 pick with Matt. Is Matt back on yet? Oh, wait, I got to let him back in the room. He keeps coming in and coming out. His connection's not good. All right, Matt, so hopefully you're able to continue watching what we're doing here. We're at pick number 9 now, the Denver Broncos. Who would the Broncos going with here at number 9? Matt, can you hear us?
Come in, Matt.
Matt. Nope, you're still muted.
Got me.
Can't hear you, Matt. Nope, still can't hear
Nothing. Can't hear you, man.
Hey, Evan, this is Matt's 4th year now. And he was big too.
Are you there, Matt?
Matt. Can't hear you.
Type it in, Matt. Type it in.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Hold up a sign.
Write it into the private chat. Can't hear anything, Matt.
The Denver Broncos would be so happy if Trey Lance was still available. No, anything.
Oh, that could be the pick. I mean, there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks right now. So
he's got it written down. Let's see if we can see it. He literally got it written down on some paper.
No.
Problem is his camera's so blurry. Still can't see it.
Android never has a problem.
Try sign language.
I think it says Mac Jones no matter what.
Yeah. Mac Jones for life.
I like Mac Jones there too.
All right, we're gonna have to just assume Matt's pick as a consensus here since we can't hear him. What do we all think Denver does here, guys?
Trey Lance.
All right, we're gonna put Trey Lance here for the Denver Broncos, and hopefully Matt can get his issues fixed before his next pick. All right, we are up at the Dallas Cowboys at number 10.
Oh, I want to see this.
Yeah. So, first of all, I'd like to trade my team if I could. I want to say thanks to Nate. If I was Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, as much as I am a J.C. Horn fan, Patrick Surtain, I really thought Carolina was going to pick him, and then J.C. Horn went when he said corner. I was like, okay, there goes Surtain, but no, Patrick Surtain to the Cowboys. He's a stud.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot there. And Evan, this is your favorite team, right? You're the Cowboys. Obviously, you're wearing the hat there. What are your thoughts on this pick here? I know you talked pre-show. You wanted to hopefully get Kyle Pitts here, but he went pretty early. So it's J.C. Horn.
Yeah,
follow up.
As expected. And I mean, we have to. There's no way around it. We have to address, the cornerback position. With the loss of Byron Jones, we just got rid of Awuzie. There's no way around it. Surtain is the best available corner. With the injury, history to Van Der Esch, I do like Micah Parsons too. But I don't think there's any way around it. We have to go cornerback, and Patrick Surtain would be the pick.
Yeah, I like it. All right, we are moving right along here. We're at the number 11 pick. And Tim, we are back to you with the New York Giants. What you got for the
New York Giants? Evan kind of stole my thunder a little bit there, but the New York Giants select Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. I think with the move the Giants made this offseason, they really set up for a linebacker. They went and got a corner, helped out at wide receiver, but they just have an absolute hole at the linebacker position. Parsons is considered by many the most complete linebacker prospect coming out since Luke Kuechly. He has an impressive combination of size and strength and great speed to the ball. He can pretty much start as a linebacker for any NFL team, but on a Giants team that's terrible at the position, he will be a significant upgrade.
All right.
So I think if it plays out this way, like he just said, if both cornerbacks are gone, I think the Giants have to go Parsons here.
I like it. And Dave, this is your favorite team, the New York Giants. What are your thoughts on Micah Parsons there?
Yeah, I like the pick. I would say we're not terrible at the position. We're terrible as far as a depth and group. But Blake Martinez he's a good linebacker. But pairing him with Parsons is really good. I do think that it's a little early to go edge. And for me, it would have been Parsons or Slater here. I don't think they go receiver round one because of the depth of the position and getting Kenny Galladay in free agency.
Yep. Good call.
Completely agree.
Good call. All right, we were at the number 12. And Ryan, we're going to you for the Eagles. What are you going to do to the Eagles fans here? Because they hated life last year.
Yeah. So I really was hoping to fall to them because their pass defense is just ferocious. Also, some receiver, I'm taking back-to-back pressure on receiver. They need anything when forward.
Ryan, your internet connection is really bad. I can't hear you.
Gives that somebody who can stretch the field adds
The wide receiver you're talking about, I promise.
they're going to take Devontae Smith.
There you go.
All right, we got that part.
Yeah.
Ryan, your connection's bad once again. I don't know what's going on. Your internet was always good until you changed your setup, and now your internet's no longer good anymore.
It's not Matt's fault. He's rubbing off on you.
Yeah,
I think they run that card in, man. If Smith is there at 12, they run that card in. They don't think about it.
100% agree. I think they need a receiver for sure.
Yeah, that speed is huge on offense.
Definitely.
Don't hate on Jalen Rager.
They could have had Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Eagles fans, man. I tell you what, they're not happy over the last couple of drafts. That's for sure. I think if they get Smith, though, they'll be happy.
They got their lucky title. They should be good for a while.
Yeah, exactly. They sold out for that. They had to sell their soul for that one. Now they got to deal with the
100%.
All right, we are up at pick number 13. And we are going to the LA Chargers. This is your team, Evan. Who do you get the Chargers taking here?
So they definitely, they need to address the offensive line. And with Rashawn Slater still on the board out of Northwestern, I think, that's a great fit to, keep. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're good.
You're good. So you had Rashawn Slater, correct? Did you want to finish your analysis there?
Did he freeze?
I think he muted himself after he thought he was unmuted.
No, now talk. Say something.
No, I think he's muted now.
My gosh.
There we go. Now you're good.
All right. Yeah, I thought my connection was getting fuzzy there.
No, you were good.
Okay. Yeah, so Slater is the pick. I think he is the best on the board, and they need offensive line. They have to address offensive line.
I like it. Ryan, since you were the pick before here, and you had internet problems. I think you may have fixed it. Can you get your thoughts on them going Slater here at number 13?
Yeah, I have like 4 different internets at my house, so I switched it. It's a fantastic pick. You're getting a guy who should be in the top 7 at that value, and you're protecting your franchise quarterback. That should be your priority. It's the right thing a team should do for their young QB. I love it.
All right, good stuff. I still haven't heard yet from Matt, so Matt's pick's coming up here pretty soon. So I want to make sure, hopefully, we got someone prepared to do Matt's pick if he doesn't get back on the show. All right, we are at pick number 14. Pick number 14 is Matt's own Minnesota Vikings, but Gerson, you are drafting for the Vikings here. Who are you going with here at number 14?
I think the Vikings with what's his name, Jeff Gladney being an idiot in the offseason, and if he beat up his girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
They were gonna go cornerback, but we've already had Patrick Surtain taken. I think the next guy, I think people worry about it, but I think he's fine. I think it'll be is it Farley or Fairley?
Farley.
Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. They're going to take him. He seems more like a Mike, what's his name? Zimmer guy? Mike Zimmer?
Mm-hmm.
That name? Yeah. If he's Jeff Gladney and they know that he's not going to be around for a while, I mean, the NFL is pretty straightforward about that kind of stuff. They'll just, won't let you play. But I think they're going to go cornerback, Caleb Farley. And I can also see him trading out of his pick too. Maybe that's what they did the last 2 years now. And they have so much draft assets. So, yeah, but I think strongly they're going to go cornerback.
All right, I like it. Going Caleb Farley there. 14, and then we are going to your twin brother. Jason's up next. Jason, you got the Patriots, who obviously are renowned for trading back and doing all kinds of crazy stuff during the draft here. But if they were to stay here at the 15th pick, who are they taking?
Well, one thing that Bill Belichick is good at is he's good at drafting players with dad bods. And at this pick, because while Camden had a good year, he had a good first half last year. The second half was horrible. Someone could say that's on COVID-19 because he didn't do so well after that. But some people like me and Tim and my brother, we just think he sucks. So with this pick, we're going to take Mac Jones.
All right. I knew as soon as you said dad bod, I already put him in and crossed him out. I knew exactly who you were taking.
Love it.
That's a good pick there.
Yeah,
that's a great pick there.
Yeah.
Yep. Going with the dad bod reference there. I love it.
Bill doesn't really jump for joy, but you might get a smirk if that drops all the way to the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We are up to pick number 16. And Nate, you have the Arizona Cardinals. What are they doing here at pick number 16?
Well, I definitely think that they need a corner with Patrick Peterson gone to Minnesota. But with the way the draft fell and Farley being off the board now, we're going to pass on that. Luckily, there is some depth at the cornerback position. So instead, I'm actually going to go Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama to the Cardinals. With the departure of Kenyon Drake, there's a little bit of a hole in the backfield. Pair him up with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins in that offense, and they've got a 3-down option that's going to really complement that passing game.
Nice. I like that a lot, actually.
I love it.
Yeah, that would
Ryan,
be
Ryan, are you drafting him right now? 101 in your draft, like rookie right now? He's already locked in, right? Is that what you're doing right now when you're looking down?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Landing spot be damned. He's my non-super flex 101.
Yeah, I agree.
But this landing spot's ridiculous for me fantasy.
Yeah, this would be the perfect landing spot for sure. All right, next up is pick number 17. And it's Matt's pick, and Matt has not made it back onto the show yet. So Jason and Gerson, y'all are both Raiders fans here. They got the 17th pick. I will let the both of you make a pick here and see if you both have the same guy or not. Gerson, you can go first.
I think the Raiders will run out of time, and John Gruden and Mike Mayock don't know what the fuck they're doing because the whole offseason they traded away a whole offensive line, and then they go and sign for $7 million Kenyon Drake to back up what's his name, Josh Jacobs. So I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but if I have to say, I think they're gonna go offensive tackle, and it's gonna be either Christian Darrisaw or Kevin Jenkins, but I'm gonna go with Darrisaw.
Darrisaw. All right. And Jason, are you going with the same there? You think?
I mean, I kind of agree. I think they're going to put Kenyon Drake on the line, so he'll block. But yeah, Darrisaw. Let's go with Darrisaw. I like him.
All right. Drake would be the most athletic offensive lineman ever to play the game. All right. So now we are up to pick number 18. Tim, we're going to you again for the Miami Dolphins' second pick of this draft. Who are they going with here?
So the two guys that are on my top of my board right now both have really tough to say names, so I can't pick the easier of the two. But I don't want to draft two linemen for the Dolphins. So I'm going to go Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker out of Notre Dame. I think that despite the upgrades that they made to corner, the Miami Dolphins still have a bit of a need at linebacker. And the great thing about I call him JOK. The great thing about JOK is that he's really kind of a chess piece. He can be a nickel. He can play strong safety. And then obviously he can line up at linebacker position. So I think he gives them a real tool that they can plug into an already elite defense to kind of complete the puzzle and really elevate them to the next level.
I like it. And you crushed the name, at least that's how I would have pronounced it, at least. So you definitely did a good job on that. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced or not, but it sounded good.
Thank you.
All right. We are up to pick number 19. And Jason, we're going to you for the Washington football team here. All kinds of speculation. I live here in Washington, D.C., and I hear all kinds of speculation. Are they going quarterback here? Are they going, defense? What are they going to do here, Jason?
I think they're going to draft, what's his name? Teven Jenkins, an offensive tackle. While the Washington Redskins have a good, in my opinion, I think the Redskins have a good defense.
Football team.
Oh, football team. Oh, my bad. I'll put that in the swear jar with Gerson. And I'm going to go with, Teven Jenkins. I think he'll be great on that line. They need help on that. And Fitzmagic, he needs some time. So I'm going to go with that. And Gibson needs some holes. So let's go with him.
Yep, I like it. I made a joke on Twitter about Fitzpatrick being the Dolphins' leading rusher from 2 years ago, because he definitely was, which is insane. He's not a mobile quarterback for sure, so they need to protect him. So I agree. I think offensive line is where they go here. All right, we are now going to pick number 20. And Ryan, you have the Chicago Bears.
I feel like the Bears are one of the harder teams out there because they had all their offensive woes last year, all counted around the quarterback position, which we can't help there. So I'm going to go back to working on that defense. They're kind of old on their edge rushers, with Robert Quinn being across from Khalil Mack. So Quinn to the point where he's almost a rotational player. So I'm going to bring in Azeez Ujulari, edge rusher from Georgia. He's 6'3", 240. He's a speed rusher. He can bring that fastball off the edge. He can rotate in early on in his career with Quinn and be an impact player, because right now this team, if they can't improve the QB position, they have to win off of defense, and getting pressure on the quarterback is the best way to do it. So it's going to be best available for that side of the ball.
I like it. There with Dalton as the starting quarterback there. Their offense is going to – I think it'll be improved. It won't be great by any means, but I think Dalton will be good enough. If they have a good defense, they can win a few games this year. Jason, what are your thoughts on that pick there? I know you said you don't know defense that well, but just in general with Chicago Bears, I know you're a big fan of your boy that was Mac that went to the Bears. What's your thoughts about this edge rusher here?
I like him. He was actually the best defensive player available, so I like it. Also, what we got to think about here is the Bears. While their offense is not going to be that great, their identity has always been defense. So that's what the Bears are known for. That's what the fans know them for. And if they're going to win, they're going to win on defense. They won they win 8 games last year, 9 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you this: they didn't win it because of Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, definitely.
They ran it by They did it by running the ball and playing defense. And the Bears play good defense, and when they do, they win ball. They win the game.
Yep, I like it. All right, we are up to pick number 21. And this is the new look Indianapolis Colts here with Carson Wentz under center now. What are we doing here with the Colts, Evan?
All right, so I am going to go wide receiver here. He's one of my favorite wide receivers in the draft, Rashad Bateman.
Oh, nice.
Physical wide receiver. You know, the knock on him is his size, but he plays a lot bigger than he is. Soft hands. He can go up and pluck the ball out of the air. And we've seen, you know, when Wentz doesn't have a receiver, it doesn't bode well. So I think think the Colts get him a receiver, and you know, Bateman will be a nice fit in Indy.
Yeah, he lost 2 inches and 20 pounds apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an athletic freak. I know I had an article just come out recently. I know Jason wasn't happy about my article, but I didn't really say that he'd be a bust. I just said history says he's going to be a bust because of his size, the school he comes out of, stuff like that. But I mean, you can't deny his athletic ability. I mean, if they figure out a way to use him properly, I think he can be awesome. And if that coaching staff can be creative with how they give him the ball, I definitely think he'll be an awesome pick there.
Hey, he said Rashad Bateman, not Rondell Moore.
Oh, Bateman. My bad. I'm talking about the wrong.
No, Rashad Bateman. Yeah,
Rashad Bateman. All right, my bad. Yeah, Rashad Bateman.
Come on, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm off. Hey, man, I'm off my game. I got a lot of shit going on here. I'm trying to get Matt back on the podcast. I'm trying to.
I'd say I can't believe you've been on a podcast with me for this long and would say the term Rashad Bateman bust in the same sentence. I was upset.
I'm on the Bateman train. I'm not on the Moore train.
I was gonna say, I love me some Bateman.
That's a good pick. I like it.
Yeah, I like that pick as well. All right, we are up to pick number 22. And we are at the Tennessee Titans. And Gerson, this is your team. You said this is the hardest team to draft for right here. I've been pre-show. So who'd you go with here?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if Rondell Moore lost 2 inches and 20 pounds, he wouldn't be in the NFL. But anyways, the Tennessee Titans are probably my hardest team. It feels like they were such a solid team, like when they beat the Patriots 2 years ago. Then all of a sudden they lost so many players and they have so many needs. I mean, I have cornerback as a need, wide receiver, safety, offensive tackle. I mean, it's just hard. And tight ends now with no Johnny Smith. Dude, Anthony Firker is not a thing. That makes anything. It's not going to happen. He's not good.
Agreed.
You know, he can fill in. But I think right now they're going to go wide receiver. And wide receiver, I think that it fits more to them. What they want to do is Marshall? What's it?
Terrence Marshall.
Terrence Marshall out of LSU. If you really follow this guy, while you see what they developed 3 top type wide receivers, DeMar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Marshall is a stud. I love the way he plays. He just plays aggressive. He just goes up and gets the ball. Him with A.J. Brown, pair him, and apparently Josh Reynolds is a slot receiver too, but I'm not a big Josh Reynolds guy, but I like him, so I'm going to take him to pair him with A.J. Brown.
All right, I like that pick a lot. I've been raising Terrence Marshall up in my rookie rankings too for Dynasty, so he's definitely one of my guys I'm targeting. Real quick, guys, let me do a quick read here. NFL draft season is upon us, and it's possible you might have Trevor Lawrence's haircut in your pants. That's why our new partners here at Manscaped, the leaders of below-the-waist grooming, have teamed up with us to make sure you don't gamble when shaving your balls the way you gamble on football. For all the Armchair Fantasy fans out there, we have an exclusive 20% off promo code. You see Gerson is sort of flashing the shirt there. Exclusive 20% off promo code armchair20 at manscaped.com. You get 20% off and free shipping. Again, that is armchair20 at manscaped.com. Definitely check them out, guys. And Dave, we are now up to you. I haven't heard from you from a while there. I thought you might take a nap and come back when it was your pick. So you're up here with the New York Jets. Who you got here?
I've been going back and forth because I really think that with Saleh there and with all the changes they have, you could see them go defense here. They have needs at corner, they have needs at edge rusher, but they were 32nd in scoring last year, and Zach Wilson is going to do it all by himself. And I think at 34, the 34th pick, they can go with a receiver or even go with the defense. Travis Etienne is not going to be there at 34. So I'm going to go with Travis Etienne here, give the Jets some juice because that offense has none.
If that happens, I'm going to shit my pants. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to be so pissed because no.
He doesn't want him in New York.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I definitely get it. I was going to go Greg Newsome all day, but I'm just looking at the board going, Buffalo Bills, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Somebody's going to take ETN before 34, or somebody could trade up. So I'm going to take ETN now and get that offense rolling.
All right, good stuff. All right, and we are moving to the aforementioned Pittsburgh. Up at 24, Nate. Who do you got Pittsburgh taking here?
It was kind of tough. I was bouncing back and forth on a few things, thinking defense, offensive line, but I'm actually going to stick with running back. I'm going to go with my favorite prospect and go Javonte Williams, running back out of North Carolina. He's a big, physical, powerful runner. All he does is break tackles, and I think he'll fit the mold well in Pittsburgh with James Conner. He wasn't the answer anyway, but he's obviously a free agent, so I think Javonte would really help that team. We've seen that Big Ben might not be the healthiest anymore. So if they could run the football, that would certainly help him and the team.
I love that. I love that for fantasy, and I love that for the Steelers.
That's a good pick, man.
Yeah, it's such a good pick there. Definitely. Dave, was there any thoughts at all going Javonte Williams with the Jets, or were you sold on ETN 100%?
I just think that offense, they're going to be running that. LaFleur's offense is going to be, it's going to be different. They're going to be trying to do the bootlegs, the outside zone scheme. And I think with his one-cut running style, it just fits better than Javonte Williams. I love that pick, Nate, by the way. That's a Pittsburgh guy right there.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Definitely. All right. We are up to the 25th. And we got Jacksonville's second pick, which was Matt's pick. So I'm going to open up to the group here. First one to raise their hand can take this pick here. Who's Jacksonville going with at 25?
I've seen him going Morig here a lot, the safety out of TCU.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the best.
Who's that? I didn't catch the name.
Trayvon Morig.
Trayvon Morig, yeah.
Okay.
I know who I want here, but I want to save him for 27. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just going with what I've seen, and as far as the consensus mocks, he's the most. I'm looking at NFL mock draft database right now, and he's the consensus for this pick.
All right, we'll go with how you say his name again, Nate?
Morig.
Morig.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong.
Morig from TCU. All right, Jacksonville, and let's see. Next up, number 26. And Dave, we're going right back to you here for the Cleveland Browns.
All right, he's been the best available defender for a long time. I'm going to take him off the board, get somebody outside of Myles Garrett and Kwity Paye from Michigan.
No.
So, yeah, he had a great workout. His athletic traits give him a lot of upside. I know he didn't have a lot of college production, so that's why he's going to slide a little bit. But with his physical traits, I can see him going a lot higher than this.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, if Browns get him, they're going to be ecstatic because they actually look pretty good this year. I know we always do this every few years, hype the Browns up, but I think this could be their year again that they can actually be pretty good.
Hey, they made the playoff.
Yeah, but they get a defense, and then Baker Mayfield plays the way he did at the end of the season, all season long. They can make some noise for sure.
I just want to say that Jadeveon Clowney is expected to go meet with them tomorrow, I think. So, I mean, if they get Jadeveon Clowney with Myles Garrett, they're going to kill Kyle Rudolph after what he did on the
Yeah. All right, we are up at pick number 27. And Tim, you have the Baltimore Ravens, and I heard you a little bit of groan there. Did you get sniped?
I did, yeah. I think Kwity Paye was definitely going to be my selection there if he didn't get sniped. But I believe that the Ravens historically have always shown they're going to take the best player on the board. And the best player on my board was Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard out of USC. This is a guy I didn't hear much hype about, but he's been one of my favorite prospects in the draft. He's got great feet, strong hands, and incredible balance. He projects as a starter on most teams, but I think for the Ravens, man, that's just going to shore up that offensive line. Like I said, to me, he was a top 15 pick or certainly top 20. So to get him here at 27, I think is just a steal. Bateman was gone, Ojulari was gone, Kwity Paye was gone, so he was next on my list.
All right, Gerson's raising his hand here. You got to chime in here, Gerson.
Yeah, I think Elijah Bear Tucker is probably going to be the best value in the first round. Not because teams have needs, but I think Elijah Tucker is just going to, wherever he goes, he's a mauler. I love this guy. I watched his tape, and this guy just seems like just a great, like, I'm not going to say he's an all-pro, just like a Pro Bowl guard. He's versatile. I love this guy. I'm really high on him. I really wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers draft him earlier, because Chargers I'm not a lead, but to get him at 20, holy crap.
I think if the Dolphins don't end up taking, he was the guy I was going to take for the Dolphins at 18. So I think if the Dolphins don't take an offensive lineman at 6 and he's still there at 18, they take him.
Yeah, I like it. And Ryan, this is your team. So what are your thoughts on this pick here?
I'm torn. I mean, the offensive line is improving, but they are also possibly losing Orlando Brown at tackle position. So I'd be worried about tackle. The best player available is okay for me there. I like edge rusher since all the receivers are below. But like I said, Baltimore takes the best available player, and they won't turn down a good lineman, especially somebody you can plug in.
And I think that they're kind of softer up the middle. So I think to give a little, more time up the middle is usually where most quarterbacks struggle is up the middle. So give them a presence.
They just got Zeitler in free agency though, which
it's pretty on the other side though.
Yeah, we all know too that up the middle is where you get those running quarterbacks. If you can get pressure at the middle, in their face, then they definitely struggle a little bit more. And we know Lamar Jackson likes to run the ball.
J.K. Dobbins likes to run the ball too.
Run the ball.
Yeah, but I think in their ideal scenario, Ojulari or Kwity Paye somehow makes it to them at 27.
Yeah, agreed. All right, we are up at pick number 28, and Ryan, you have the New Orleans Saints.
So the days of the passing offense being dragged forward by Drew Brees is over, and Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara just aren't enough for whatever quarterback is on me they plan on putting in there this season. So I'm giving them a guy who can run after the catch, make explosive plays. That's Elijah Moore, wide receiver from Ole Miss. I think he's a perfect fix. He can play inside. He can play outside. He can get out the slot. He can run after the catch. So he can be a dump off for if you have a quarterback who needs some help because they're not in great shape there. So you need guys who can get open and make plays on their own. And I think Moore has the most playmaking potential and home run threat for him.
I like it. Going with the other Moore. I like it. All right. Let's see, number 29. Evan, you have the Green Bay Packers, who also weren't very happy last year with most of their draft picks, as Tim is shaking his head over there. So what are you doing with the Packers here in their first round at 29?
Man, the Packers can go a lot of ways. But man, I went back and forth. But I'm going to address the defensive line and go Jalen Phillips.
All right, Jalen Phillips.
Yeah. He didn't play much at UCLA before transferring, but last season he showed why he was, a consensus 5-star recruit. I think he could actually go sooner than this, so that's kind of what got me to take him here is the fact that he dropped this far.
All right. And Tim, I saw you over there doing a little prayer hands there. Are you happy with that pick?
I do like that pick. That's not who I would have gone. I think in my ideal scenario, Greg Newsome is who they take there. I think he fell so far. I think he's my third favorite cornerback, maybe with the injury to Farley. So I think if he falls that far, I run the card. But I actually do like the Phillips call a lot as well.
All right.
But you know what's going to happen, right, Jeff?
What's that?
They're going to draft another quarterback?
No. To top last year's draft, when the Packers say, hold my beer, let's see how they're going to fuck it up. They're not going to make their pick. That's it. They're going to run out.
They're going to make it.
They didn't make it.
Yeah. I want to make sure to have Tim on the show, on the draft show on that night, just so we can see his face. Kind of like
No.
Gerson last year when they made their pick for the Raiders. He was pretty upset.
Yeah. I let go a little bit last year when they made that pick, man. I was not happy.
Yeah,
I tried to keep my composure, but I got on here and I was mad.
Yeah, because you had gotten off, right? Then you came back on just to talk about how bad the pick
Couldn't
was.
believe it. I was shocking.
I remember that. All right, we are up at pick number 30. And Gerson, you have the Buffalo Bills.
This is my last pick, probably the last time I'm going to talk to. So I just want to give a shout out to all you guys. Thanks for coming on the show. It's been a blast. I just want to say it was an honor to draft with Harvey Dent. Dave, I swear he looked like Aaron Eckhart off The Dark Knight. I thought when he first came on, I was like, wait a minute. Do we have Harvey Dent on the show? What is this? No, the Buffalo Bills was probably the second hardest team for me to figure out what I wanted. But they need a cornerback, they need an edge rusher and wide receiver. I know Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, and what's his name that just signed with them?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders are there, but I think while it's just the Bills, they just play defense and run the ball apparently with Josh Allen, not a real running back. But oh man, you guys took a lot of the cornerbacks too, so it makes it tough. But I think Greg Newsome, the second, is probably the cornerback out of Northwestern that I'm going to go with. 6'1", built like a 190. He's just built like an NFL cornerback. So nowadays you want cornerbacks that are tall and long, and he just fits that kind of mold of what they want there at defense. Back going on the other side with Tre'Davious White.
All right, I love that pick there. All right, number 31. Jason, you have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, well, this pick is kind of hard because the Chiefs kind of have a well-rounded team. I mean, last year they
the guy you said in our little chat, before the show, or I guess yesterday, that would be fit perfect with the Chiefs, the one that I kind of poo-pooed a little bit. He's still on the board, isn't he?
He sure is, but that's not the direction I'm going to go. He's going to be a later pick. This other receiver, I like another receiver, Elijah Moore.
No, he's picked.
Yeah,
He's got to be taken.
Yep, Ryan took him already.
Yeah, he went to Saints.
Sorry, I didn't cross him off because he was so far down I lost him, but he's crossed off now.
Oh, I guess he sucks then. Rondell Moore, baby. Rondell Moore. Here we go. Give me a wide receiver that can squat 600 pounds. Give me a wide receiver that runs a 4.29, and give me a wide receiver that had 1,500 yards, all-purpose yards. His freshman season, true freshman season. That's who I want on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, I love Rondell Moore. I love Rondell Moore. So.
Just what the Chiefs need, more offense.
Yeah, exactly.
They did it last year.
Well, the thing is, if you look at it with the Chiefs, they lost Sammy Watkins. Well, they didn't lose him; they let him go. Yeah, they did sign Demarcus Robinson. Is that his name?
Yep.
And then they do. I don't think they have Byron Pringle anymore.
They do.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so I think Rondell Moore is like 100 times better than him. And you put him in the slot, and you let Tyreek Hill go down, run a 9 route on the outside. You got a sick team right there. So let's go.
Yeah, that was the one team because I poo-pooed Rondell Moore. This is who I was talking about earlier when I was talking about Bateman by accident. But yeah, I poo-pooed him a little bit because of his size. And Jason said, "Well, if he goes to the Chiefs, I'm like, well, then he's fancy relevant because it's the Chiefs. So if he does go here, then Rondell Moore is back on my draft board for fantasy because I think Andy Reid will find good ways to get him the ball. He'll be creative. Moore has to go into one of those creative offenses where they're going to manufacture touches for him because he is 5'7". He's not a big guy, so they're going to find ways to get the ball into his hands. So I agree. I think if the Chiefs want to go offense here, Rondell Moore would be an awesome choice.
Yeah.
My only question is who's going to block. We had Patrick Mahomes just throwing feel like Buddy the Elf out there throwing the sidearms in the Super Bowl. So
why are you talking smack on Kyle Long, man? Came out of retirement.
Yeah.
They signed like a bunch of average linemen, right, Ryan? They just signed a bunch of average linemen. Like
Average guys.
Yeah, Joe Tooney. Right.
Yeah, they sent Tooney in like the highest paid tackle in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all right there.
Yeah, they had some injuries last year too. I think that's why they were also struggling a little bit. So
yeah, too.
Right.
I just wanted
they signed 2 tackles. So they're fine.
They should be all right. All right, we are at pick number 32. Nate, take us home here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, there's a few directions I could go, but I was thinking defensive line, but I think I'm going to go offensive tackle with Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. He's a starting tackle, on most teams, and they need to continue to protect Brady moving forward. So I think I'm going to go Eichenberg here.
All right, Eichenberg to finish off that first round. All right, so look at that. We are doing right on time here, guys, with an hour. So let's go around the room really quick. Just quickly tell us,
Before we do, I just want to say thank you to nobody for drafting Gregory Rousseau. I thought there was a good chance he might get drafted. I'm glad nobody took him.
All right, fair. All right, so we'll start there at the top, Dave. Where can we find you at?
All right, you can find me at Dynasty Dorks Fantasy Football on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
TikTok.
Right. He's on TikTok too. Yep, I've seen him on TikTok, dancing and everything.
Oh yeah.
Gerson, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at FantasyGDFS. I'm also on the show for the DFS show during the season. I love that show. That show is so much fun. Mostly there. I'm gonna try to get on a couple shows for the Going for Two for the fantasy football Dynasty and the guys on there that they do weekly. But mostly there. But this was freaking awesome show. I love this show. This show is one of my favorite shows every year.
Yeah, I agree. Evan, it's your first time live, man. How you think you did? And tell us where we can follow you at.
I hope I did okay. I just want to say before I let you know you can follow me at, I appreciate you guys having me on for sure. Definitely follow me on Twitter at EV_RITT3, EV_RIT3 at Twitter and Instagram. And other than that, you can check all my articles out at Going for Two. Right now, I'm doing a lot of the DFS articles for NBA every Tuesday. And other than that, hopefully I'll get my chance to take another crack at a live show.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, you did awesome, man. You held your own here. These guys are all pros.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Tim.
Yeah, best place to find me is on Facebook in the DFS Roundtable, aka Fantasy G Podcast, and then on Twitter at Keto DFS. That's KETO DFS.
All right, and Jason, I know you're not much on Twitter there, but you're also on the Roundtable as well.
I'm actually on Twitter a lot. I just don't say anything.
you just read.
Well, lately I've been I've been refreshing Top Shot. Come on, let's go. But you can find me on the DFS Roundtable. We have a chat there, and that's a pretty good chat. I love that chat. That's a good group of guys, and we give a lot of great information there. But it's one of those things where we kind of do like a recruiting thing. We make sure you know what you're talking about because we don't want you coming in and saying, hey, the game in Washington, D.C. been postponed. But and then we tell them, like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, we're looking on the weather in Washington, not Washington, D.C. He's like, oh, there's a difference?
There's a difference between Washington State and Washington, D.C.
I can't have that.
But yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, go and call Randy out. It was Randy that did that. I'm gonna make sure to put his name out there. he's in our Dynasty League. I'm gonna make sure he watches this.
That man has a family. Come on, Jason.
How dare you?
All right, Nate, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Nate Williams DFS. I've got content on there for True North Fantasy Football, Dynasty Sons, Going for Two, Detroit Jack City, and a couple other places too. I just want to say thanks for having me on, Jeff. My first time on air with you, so it was fun. And I look forward to talking to you guys some more.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I want to get you and Evan on a lot more. This offseason, definitely we had, shows in July and June that we're going to get you on and talk some Dynasty football or whatever. So good stuff.
Look forward to it.
And Ryan, I saved you for last once again, man. Where can we find you at?
Find me on Twitter at Foss534. Find me on Armchair Fantasy Show on Wednesday nights. Find me at the NFL Draft Bible on Tuesday nights. And yeah. About it.
Okay, we get it. You're on every show, okay?
I'm on two shows.
He's on two shows, but one of them is really long. The Dynasty Draft Bible, Sports Illustrated / whatever.
That is the draft room brought to you by Sports Illustrated NFL Draft Calendar. Yeah, it's long.
That is the longest name.
We have to give a shout out to John Lobb. That guy is freaking amazing.
He's there too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he's there. Trust me, I watch you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, John, we love John. I tried to get John on this show, but he couldn't make it, unfortunately. But yeah, John is awesome.
R.I.P. Matt, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt made his first pick, and I don't think he made another one after that.
Right. R.I.P. man.
I didn't even notice he was gone. Holy crap.
All right, guys. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at JeffLambert77. We got a great show this coming Wednesday. Make sure you check it out. We have the quote-unquote godfather of Dynasty football, Mr. Ryan McDowell, coming on and talk with us, talk with me and Ryan, drop some knowledge on us. So check that out. For Dave, for Gerson, for Evan, for Tim, for Jason, for Ryan, for Nate, I'm Jeff. Peace. We'll see y'all later.
What about for Matt?
Go, Pat, go.
Yeah, and for Matt, too.